Welcome back to the Resort Mom. Today, what better place to film the Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge resort overview other than Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge itself. Our family is wrapping up our stay here at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. This is our 6th time staying at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, so I feel like we know this resort like the back of my hand. I do have my computer right here just in case I need it, but I doubt I will because I feel like I know this resort like I know my home, truthfully. So let me give you an overview of Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and then we'll go from there. I also did film a resort like walkthrough video of Jambo House, so you can see Jambo House, and then I also we'll share some clips from Kidani. I didn't do a full walkthrough because Kidani isn't as big of a resort. It's basically like your pool and all of that. But let me do a little rewind and explain to you what Jambo House is and Kidani Village. So Animal Kingdom Lodge is split into 2 different sections. You have Jambo House, which is what I would say is like the main resort. This is where you have your regular non-Disney Vacation Club DVC rooms, and then you also do have DVC rooms here as well. So this is where you're walking in and you're seeing that big grand lobby. You have most of the like Savannah viewing and Savannah overlook areas. You have your I think it's Uzami Springs pool, and then you have the pool bar, and you have Hakuna Matata playground. This is where the restaurants Jiko and Boma are, but this is your like bigger of the 2 areas of the resort. And so next to Jambo House, you have Kidani Village, which is strictly Disney Vacation Club DVC. However, you do not have to be a member of Disney Vacation Club to stay here. It's just strictly your DVC rooms. So over at Kidani Village, you do have like a small Savannah overlook area, and then you also do have the pool and splash pad area, which in my opinion is the best pool and splash pad on Disney property. I'll get into that a little bit later. But Kidani Village is a little bit smaller, a little bit quieter, and this is your DVC section of the resort. So they are not like Beach and Yacht Club where they are literally side by side. There is a little bit of a walk. Truthfully, I don't think it's a bad walk at all. And then they also do have a shuttle bus that will run you from one resort to the other. So you'll run from Jambo to Kidani, Jambo to Kidani. And I will say that some people have like a conception that it's going to take a long time. Literally all this shuttle bus does is run back and forth all day between the 2 resorts. So it's very quick. So if one is not there when you're waiting, like it will be max 5 minutes and the next one will be there. It's also about, I'd say maybe like a 7 to 10 minute walk from one resort to the other. But it's very nice. It's just very hot outside, so we've been doing the shuttle the whole time we were here. But again, it seems like it would be an inconvenience, but I promise it is like so much easier than you would think. Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge truly feels like you have been immersed right into Africa. I actually had the pleasure of going on the art tour yesterday at 11, and something that's really cool is that they bring people over from Africa to work here at both the resort and Animal Kingdom Park. But they're here for a year and they get to like teach people about African culture, teach people about, whatever their specialty is, whether it's animals, whether it's art, architecture, etc. And so I had the opportunity to really chat in detail. I was actually the only one on the art tour yesterday, so I got to chat with the cast member quite a bit. And I'll do a deep dive about the art tour in another video, but she did say that in her opinion, like Disney did a phenomenal job representing the continent of Africa. She was honestly blown away by how like accurate everything is. And she told me that the Imagineers spent a lot of time in Africa. She did tell me too that all of the furniture that is sourced in the lobby is actually from Africa. They went to Africa to pick it out and had it shipped. I think she said Zimbabwe, or maybe, I can't remember if it was Zimbabwe or Tanzania, but one of those 2 countries they sourced all of the furniture from. And fun fact, Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge is actually the place that has the most authentic and original African art at like that one single place of any other place in the United States. So that's really cool. They have tons of African art, which is really neat. They have a lot in the lobby, but they also have it throughout the resort. So I think, I can't remember the exact number. I want to say it's 300, but I feel like that also might be low. I think she said there's over 300 pieces of original art here. But it really does feel like you have been immersed into Africa. Of course, you have the savannah, you have the different animal habitats and ecosystems around you, and so you really do feel like you've been immersed. Another fun fact about Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, if you like the vibe of Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, of Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and Disney's Grand Californian over out in Disneyland Californian, it is because they are designed by the same architect. He has since passed away, and I always, like, I've been telling people that I'm like, man, if he was alive, I just know he would have designed Lakeshore Lodge that they're building right now. But yes, they all are designed by the same architect, that lobby and infrastructure, so that's why they have like a similar kind of experience when you walk in. That very grand open air lobby is very cool. And it is truly a stunning resort. So different room types here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You have resort view rooms, you have water view rooms, which are basically pool view rooms, and then you have savannah view rooms. So your room would be overlooking the savannah. You could go out on your balcony and you could watch the animals. All of the rooms here do have a full-size balcony, which is very nice. Unless you're on, I think unless you're on the first floor. I actually do need to double check that one. I'm not 100% sure. But you could talk to your travel agent to figure that out. But all of the upper level rooms have a balcony, which is really nice. If you are not staying Savannah View, though, I would not be sad. I feel like instinctively people are like, oh, I'd only stay there if I could stay Savannah View. But there are truly so many different Savannah overlook areas at the resort that if you do not have a Savannah View room, you're still going to have an incredible viewing experience of the Savannah. So at Jambo House, they have 1, 2, like so many, I'm like counting off the ones I know of off the top of my head, just like so many different areas where you can see the savannah. Like they have rocking chairs that are on an overlook for you to see. And it's not just like at that overlook area too. They have big windows in between the hallways where you can see animals from the windows. So I wouldn't like think that you have to stay Savannah View. Honestly, we've only stayed Savannah View twice here, and we still have had an incredible experience with a resort view room or a water view room. I will say though, like where some resorts, the resort view rooms do still have a good view, sometimes you can get a little screwed and you can have a view of the parking lot, especially if you are at Kidani. So Kidani Village kind of has a reputation for the resort view rooms to be like kind of stinky. Just have that expectation that your balcony might be overlooking a tree and parking lot. At Jambo House, you do have both regular Animal Kingdom Lodge rooms and DVC rooms here. So you will have your standard rooms, you'll have suite options. And one thing to note is that you do have Kilimanjaro Club, which is here at Jambo House. It is your club level or concierge level option here. And one thing that is really nice, this is the only resort that you can use DVC points towards a club level stay. So if you are a DVC member, you can use DVC points to stay with Kilimanjaro Club Level access here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is amazing if you're a DVC owner. So Kilimanjaro Club is on the 6th floor of the lobby. So if you're actually standing in the lobby and you look up all the way to the top and you look towards, like not towards the back, the savannah, obviously, because it's glass, but if you look the other way, that is the Kilimanjaro Club Lounge. That is where they have all of the offerings that will come out. So you'll have breakfast in the morning, snacks during the day, and then heavy hors d'oeuvres at night. And one reason why we love Kilimanjaro Club is, number one, it's very affordable compared to a lot of the other club level lounges. And number two, they have, in my opinion, some of the best food. That's because when you are staying club level at a Disney resort, they are actually sharing a kitchen and food with the resorts that are on that property. They do this for a few different reasons. Number one, they don't have a full kitchen for the lounge. They have prep kitchens, and so they use a lot of the same food offerings that they have at the restaurants and the quick services and everything at that resort. Number two, it just makes logistic sense. And then number three, it makes immersion sense. So if you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, it would make sense that you would have food that was African inspired, maybe some Asian influence too. But yes, so you'll have like really good cuisine. We've had the butter chicken from Sanaa up there. We've had like the sticky buns from Boma. All of that, you know, you'll have up there, and they just have incredible, incredible food at Kilimanjaro Club. So speaking of food, let's go over the food here at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. So we'll start at Jambo House and then we'll work our way over to Kidani. So at Jambo House, you have the quick service here, which is called the Mara. I actually really like the quick service here. They have really great bowls, really great options, good things for the kiddos. I know that like some kids are picky eaters and you may be worried about staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I will say for adults, you do probably want to be a little bit more of an adventurous eater to want to eat here. If you're an extremely picky eater as an adult, you may not like the food here. But it's not like adventurous as in like, you know, most people, I feel like most people will eat this, but if you're like, I only eat chicken and mac and cheese and I'm very picky, you're probably not going to want the dining here. So the Mara is the quick service here. It's really great. There is a pool bar here, the Uzami Springs pool bar. I do not see where they advertise food, and it could be on the menu. It's not on the menu board that they have. They only have drinks listed, and I think it's because the Mara is literally like right next to the pool. But they do have a pool bar here. And then they also have two restaurants. So they have Boma, which is really well known. It is a buffet, and it is open for breakfast. I think they're open for lunch and dinner. We have had breakfast and dinner here multiple times. We actually ate there last night and we love Boma. The food is so good. That Boma mustard and just everything that they have is so good. The ribs, I'm trying to think of what else I ate last night, like the sweet corn hash, like gosh, everything is so good. And then they have the zebra domes there on the dessert bar, and then they also have bread pudding. So butterscotch bread pudding, just so good. And then we love their breakfast. We love the sticky buns in the morning and the pog juice. It's just such a good vibe at Boma. We really love Boma. And then across from Boma, you have Jiko, which is a more of a fine dining experience. We have eaten here before. It was probably the most chaotic dining experience because of my kids. They like kicked my Kindle out of my purse and under like our marble table, and we had to have like 4 servers move the table to be able to get my Kindle out. It was like literally the most bizarre thing. But the food was really good. I will say a lot of people rave about the steak here. My husband did not care for his steak at Jiko, but we loved all of our other food, and Jiko is a really nice fine dining experience. And then you also have Victoria Falls, which is their bar and lounge that's on the 2nd floor. So on your 1st floor, let me back up and explain this. When you walk into the lobby at Animal Kingdom Lodge, you are technically walking into the 3rd floor, like you're walking in the front doors. So you have the check-in desk, you've got your overview of the lobby, you've got your Savannah overlook in the back, and then you have your gift shop over here on your right. And then on the 2nd floor, which is like kind of, I mean, I guess it's a floor. It's more like a half of a floor, like mezzanine, but that's where you would go to do the Savannah overlook. You would walk down the stairs in the back to the 2nd floor to get out to the Savannah. And then you have Victoria Falls, which is the bar and lounge. And that's really it. That's on the 2nd floor besides rooms. And then your 1st floor is where Boma, Jiko, the Mara, the pool access, like all of that is. So that is like kind of around the food for Jambo House. Then over at Kidani Village, You actually do not have a quick service here, so that is a downfall of Kidani. However, you have Sanaa, which is one of our favorite, like all-time favorite restaurants on Disney property. We love Sanaa. Everyone raves about the bread service here. It's because it's so good. Their butter chicken is so good at Sanaa, so it is in seating dining. They do have Sanaa to go for breakfast, so that you can grab and go breakfast from Sanaa as well. And then they also have like your little market upstairs where you can refill your drinks in like the gift shop area. And then you do have the pool bar out there, which does have food, and the food is so good out there. Like that pool bar, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like, I can literally picture it right now and I cannot think of it. But it's so good. Their nachos are good, literally, like they have bowls out there, just everything is so good. So that pool bar is fantastic. Okay, I just remembered it's called Maji Pool Bar, so noted. Let's talk amenities here at Animal Kingdom. So we've talked a little bit about the food. Let's move over to amenities and we're gonna head back over to Jambo House. So at Jambo House, you have a 0 entry pool with a pool slide. You have a couple different like spa and jacuzzis. You do not have a splash pad here, but you do have Hakuna Matata Playground, which is, in my opinion, the best playground on all of Walt Disney World resorts property. It is completely shaded. It is new. There are like 2 sections. It's very big. There's no mulch. There's no sand. It is like the rubber, you know, flooring, whatever you want to call it. It is 10 out of 10, the best playground on property. Also at Jambo House, around the pool and the playground, you have the arcade, which is great. And then you also have Simba's Cub House, which is an activity center. It is basically like a community hall. So if you're familiar with the community halls that are at some of the Disney Vacation Club resorts, it truly is an activity center for kids of all ages. They have computers, video games, they have like where you can do like pottery. They have some paid crafts and then they have some free crafts as well. You can come in and color. They always have a Disney movie playing. They have like board games and all of that. So our kids love coming to Community Hall and Simba's Cub House. You have Simba's Cub House here at Jambo House, but what I really want to highlight are all of the activities that they have at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So the resort board at Animal Kingdom Lodge is just crazy because they literally have stuff going on all the time. So the favorite activity that they have here is called the String of Memories. So there are different activities at the 2 different resorts. So you'll go from like Jambo and Kidani, and all day long they have different activities where you can earn a bead and they tie them to a string and you literally like collect your beads. But they're different educational opportunities for you to learn about animals and ecosystems and sustainability and like learn about Africa, and just really cool, informative and educational, but also really fun for the kids. These lessons that they learn are just out of this world. So it really is cool, and you're learning from people that are from those countries. So it makes it even better where they tie in that personal experience. You also have a lot of Savannah overlooks, and then they also have these at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can find these. They may have them behind the front desk, but they have them in Simba's Cub House, and then they also have them at Community Hall at Kidani, which I'll talk about. But this is an Animal Kingdom Lodge nature guide, and this will walk you through like all of the different things that you can do at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and like, you know, different activities and all of that. So this is really cool. You also do have laundry right across from Simba's Cub House. So honestly, if you're a parent and you want to do laundry while you're on vacation, it's really nice for you to take the kids, throw the clothes in the washer, head literally right next door to Simba's Cub House, hang out and play for a little bit, walk over there, switch them over to the dryer, hang back. It is seriously so easy how they have this resort set up. They also have a lot of different Savannah overlook areas here at Jambo House for you to be able to see the animals, which is really nice. So besides all of the activities that they already have, they also have that. They also have the campfire s'mores like every other Disney resort, and they also do the Disney movie So that's really fun too. And then over at Kidani, like I mentioned before, they have, in my opinion, the best pool and splash pad. This splash pad is like a splash pad playground combo. It's completely shaded, but it's also one of those splash pads where, like, if you wanted your kids to just go in the splash pad and you wear clothes and just hang out with them, you can totally do that. But our kids love that splash pad. It's so much fun. And they have like a literal playground in the splash pad as well, which is awesome. And yeah, that is incredible. They also do have an overlook over here, and they have the gym over here. They also have a gym here at Jambo, but they have the gym, survival of the fittest. And then they also have like those a couple Savannah overlook areas, and then they also do a lot of the string of memory activities here as well. They also have a second arcade here at Kidani Village, and then they also have another community hall. So this is the only resort that truly has like two distinct activity centers. So you have community hall, and the one thing I love about this community hall at Kidani Village is that it overlooks the Savannah with a big balcony and chairs and tables and all of that. So you can go out there and hang with the kids. You can see the animals like on the Savannah, which is super cool. And then right across from Community Hall, you have the arcade. One more thing that I did want to call out activity-wise is they have the Starlight Safari here. Now, I have never been able to do this because I've always had my kids with me every time I've been staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and it does have an age minimum. I believe the age minimum is 8. And I could be wrong. It's either 8 or 10, but they do a nighttime safari. You get like the night vision goggles and you go out on the Savannah and you have a nighttime safari. This is something that I would love to do, and I want to do it so bad, but I did want to throw that out there that if you have older kiddos, that is definitely something that I would personally add to your list because it just looks like it would be so much fun and so cool. So just add that to the tally marks of all of the different activities and offerings that they have here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So yes, as far as amenities and activities are concerned here at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, you are not going to be bored, I promise. There is so much available to you. You just kind of have to know what to do and where to go. And I promise, like, we had a full resort day here yesterday and we didn't even finish like 70% of what we wanted to. And we were like going. So you could spend like 2 or 3 resort days here and not be bored and do everything. So that is super cool. One thing I do want to note about the rooms here is that you probably want to put in a room request, especially if you have kiddos. I would request to be close to an elevator. The hallways can be very long here, and I will not pretend that they aren't. Sometimes you will have to walk a long way to your room, especially at Kidani. I feel like Kidani is the worst. But you can still have that a little bit here at Jambo too. We have stayed in a like regular resort room. We've stayed in the club level rooms. We've stayed in a deluxe studio DVC room, a 1-bedroom villa, the 3-bedroom grand villa. I feel like we've experienced a lot of different room types here. I have not stayed in the upgraded rooms at Kidani yet. They did upgrade the DVC rooms. I have not yet stayed over there, so I'm excited to do that soon. Hopefully soon. But yes, they are upgrading all of the DVC rooms, which is very nice. But just do be prepared to try to put in a request to be close to an elevator because it can be a little bit of a walk. Now let's get into transportation, which is probably the #1 reason why people don't consider this resort. And I want to kind of tell you why I think that you should. So this resort is bus only. So it is a Disney Deluxe resort that is bus only. There is only bus transportation, but I will say it is literally right next door to Disney's Animal Kingdom. So it is a very, very quick, not even like a 5-minute bus ride over to Animal Kingdom theme park, which is really great if you do plan on going to Animal Kingdom during your stay. And I would go out on a limb to say if you're staying at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're probably going over to Animal Kingdom because that is probably your vibe. And then you do have the bus over to all of the other parks and to Disney Springs. Now the bus can take a bit because Animal Kingdom is a little out of the way from the other Disney theme parks. But I was able to board the bus at Jambo and then get over to Magic Kingdom, literally get my Magic Band scanned in 28 minutes the other day, which truly isn't as bad as I think people think it is. Sometimes if you have a resort that has multiple stops, which this one does, it does share a bus with Kidani and Jambo. So just be prepared. Kidani is always the first to pick up and the first to drop off. So if you are staying at Kidani, you are likely to be on the bus a little bit longer when you're going to the park and shorter on the way back from the park. If you're at Jambo on your way to the park, you're going to have a little bit of a shorter ride because you were picked up second, but then you're going to have a longer ride on the park ride home because you are being dropped off second. But what I really want to say is please do not let the bus deter you from staying at this resort. This is one of those resorts that is so incredible. I can't tell you how many people I have told to stay here that were very reluctant and they ended up having like the best time and they absolutely loved Animal Kingdom Lodge. It is such an incredible resort experience. You are so fully immersed that like I am one that if you were to really sit there and clock bus times, I will take a 5 to 10 minute longer bus ride just to experience this resort. The food is incredible. The theming is incredible. The activities. This is, in my opinion, one of the most kid-friendly resorts on Disney property and truly kids of all ages. So do not let the bus transportation scare you. Buses are also the most reliable form of transportation at Disney, so just keep that in mind. But yes, that also leads me to my other point about Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge is it is one of the most affordable deluxe resort options, and that's why is the transportation. Resort rooms are so nice here. The theming is so just immersive and perfect and spot on. I will say if you like light and airy and what's the word I'm looking for? Like that kind of vibe. This is more like dark-ish. I don't know. I don't want to say that the rooms are dark, but it's like the vibe. It's like if you were to compare like Beach and Yacht Club, and Yacht Club is a little more moody. I would say like here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, the theming is a little more moody. But it is just 10 out of 10 incredible. This is one resort that my kids beg to stay at, truly. They just like beg, can we go back to Animal Kingdom Lodge? Can we go back to Animal Kingdom Lodge? Let's go over what some of the cons of Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge are because I will acknowledge them. Number one, it is far away from the other theme parks. So you will have a longer bus ride from the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and like Hollywood Studios. You're gonna have a little bit longer bus ride than if you were at another deluxe resort that was a little bit closer. However, if you're actually clocking it, it's really not that much longer. I'm a big believer in that you shouldn't book a resort based on like bus times because they're so unpredictable. Like I've stayed at resorts that should have had a very quick and easy bus ride and there were issues and I ended up waiting 30 minutes for a bus. Like that stuff happens. So just be aware of that, that I wouldn't let that like 100% factor into my decision. Now, different modes of transportation would factor into my decision, which is why Animal Kingdom Lodge probably gets, you know, the short end of the stick a little bit because it doesn't have any other transportation options other than the bus. The other thing is the room situation. If your room is like all the way down the hallway, you're gonna have a long walk, and that can get annoying. So that's why I definitely would put in a request close to an elevator. It does not mean that your request is going to be honored, so know that. So just be aware that you may have some walking to get to your room, but at least it's in the air conditioning. Other than that, I don't know what other people complain about. The Jambo to Kidani shuffle is not bad. A lot of people will ask me which one I prefer. I always say I prefer to stay at Jambo and play at Kidani. So we like to stay at Jambo if we have a preference. However, I will gladly stay at Kidani. We've stayed at Kidani twice and I'm happy to go stay over there, especially if we need a suite option. I really like Kidani. We love the pool and the splash pad over at Kidani and we love Sanaa at Kidani, and we actually really like doing Sanaa to go as well if we're staying over there. I just like that Jambo is a little bit more convenient with the Mara access, and we do also love Kilimanjaro Club here. So we'll be back here next summer staying at Kilimanjaro Club again, and we just absolutely love Jambo, and we feel like it's a little bit more convenient to be at Jambo, but I also will say that like sometimes being at Kidani is more convenient because you're the first to pick up for the buses. So like especially for rope drop, that bus can fill up, you know. And then you are the first to be dropped off at night. So that's also a bonus. On our last trip in July, did check with a bus driver that was driving the bus for Animal Kingdom Lodge, because what I've recorded up to this point was from June. But he did confirm that they have started running separate buses for both Jambo and Kidani during peak hours. So park opens and park close. They've been running individual buses for Jambo House and Kidani Village, which is awesome. So just keep that in mind, because I have always seen them share a bus, but it looks like they are in peak season starting to roll out 2 separate buses. So I think there's like, you just have to pick what's more important to your family. If you are going to be spending tons of time at that pool and splash pad, it might be easier for you to stay at Kidani. If you're like, no, I kind of want to dip my toes into everything, then I think that Jambo is a good like central hub. All right, it's Marianne from the future again. I just wanted to close out this video because I got interrupted and the kids wanted to come into the room, but I always end the videos with a little bit of information about who I think this resort is best for. And truthfully, like, I would say everyone, but I'm not going to say that here, because even though this is like one of my all-time favorite resorts, I also recognize that it's not for everyone. So who I would recommend this resort for would be families with young kids, and families that are a little bit more adventurous. They love animals. You're a little bit more adventurous with food, and you really want to prioritize your overall resort experience. That doesn't mean that if you're coming down to go to the parks and that's it, like that this isn't a great resort to choose. But if you really love and value an overall resort experience and have kids that like to have a lot of activities and things to do, then this is definitely a great resort for you. I also think this is great for adults that don't mind bus rides. I am not a Disney bus hater by any means. Sometimes we will drive into the parks when we're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, depending on where we're going and what our plans are. But generally, I haven't had a lot of problems here with the buses. Truthfully, you can have bus problems and transportation problems at any resort on property for multitude of reasons. It just happens. So I will say that I think that what I really want to call out here is actually who I don't think this resort is for. So I will say this resort is not for people that are extremely, extremely, extremely picky eaters. Like if you're just going to eat chicken tenders all day, this probably isn't the best resort for you. The food is a little adventurous. And I don't mean adventurous as like crazy. I mean like if you are an insanely picky eater, this might not be the best move for you. Also, I would say it's not for people who don't like animals. Duh. If you don't like animals, you think that animals are nasty and you don't really care, then you're probably not going to enjoy this resort. The other I will say is that if you are a transportation snob, because I think it's okay if you're a transportation snob, to each his own. You may be like a Disney resort transportation snob, like I want monorail, Skyliner, or walk, and that's it. I don't want to deal with the buses for every single park. Then this is not going to be the resort for you. But if it's not a big deal, I really think that this is a fabulous resort, and I cannot recommend Animal Kingdom Lodge enough. I'm telling you, I wish more people would give it a shot because it really is this incredibly immersive experience. And I was actually just talking to someone today. I think what really attracts me to it is that it is such a distinct experience from any other resort on property. Like it really is so unique, so immersive, and just an experience that you can't get at any other resort. Like it just feels like it has that special feeling, and it's really hard to articulate that and like explain how that feels. But oh my gosh, it is just incredible. The cast members are lovely. They are some of the most kind people I have ever met. And we just genuinely love it so much. So I hope you try out Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you do, if you love Animal Kingdom Lodge, let me know down below. And if you have watched this video and it's convinced you to give it a try because you've been skeptical before, let me know down below, because I guarantee you, well, I don't guarantee, I can't guarantee, but I promise I have not recommended it to someone and then come back to me and say I hated it or I didn't like it. I've heard of people not liking it, but like after I've spoken with someone I know and I'm like, yes, go, please do it. I have never gotten negative feedback. So I really think you'll like it. I love it. And thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will talk to you soon.